All right, you guys, so today we're focusing on supplementary angles and solving for those missing supplementary angles. So to recap, supplementary angles make a straight line. So here's a picture of one. They're angles that come together to make a straight line like this one. We need to know that they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, straight lines always equal 180 degrees. So to be able to solve for sorry, this should say supplementary. To solve for our missing supplementary angles, you are going to add them together to equal 180. Okay, so here's my first example. And like yesterday, grab a piece of paper, grab a pencil, and do this work with me. So this first one says, if angle G, remember this is the symbol for angle, if angle G is supplementary to angle H, and this M means measure, the measure of angle H is 124, then angle G must be blank. So we're solving for this missing angle. Well, my steps are adding them together to equal 180. So, like I did yesterday with complementary angles, I'm going to take the angles it gives me. Well, I don't know what G is, so we're going to use a variable to represent that. I'm adding them together, and my other one is 124. And it tells me, you guys, they're supplementary, so I'm setting them equal to 180. Oops, sorry. Remember yesterday our steps were we want this G by itself because I want to know what the measure of that is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this plus 124. I'm going to get rid of it. And the opposite of that is subtracting out 124. Okay? So G comes down because we saved that until last. This is crossed out, and then I'm going to type in my calculator 180 minus 124. And that gives me 56. So the missing angle would be 56 degrees. So recapping, I took my two angles, added them together, set it equal to 180, and got my variable by itself by solving an equation. All right, for this next one, this one's going to be really similar, okay? So we've got angle Y and angle 77 degrees. These make a straight line, so they're supplementary, so they're adding up to 180. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my angle Y that it gives me, add it to my other angle, which is 77, and they're supplementary, so they add up to equal 180. Remember, just like last time, we're looking for Y. We are adding 77 to Y. So to reverse that, I need to do the opposite operation. So I need to subtract 77 on both sides. Bring your Y down. That zeroes out. And then you're going to type 180 minus 77 into your calculator. And that would give you 103 degrees. So there's your answer. Y equals 103 degrees. Now, on the next one, just like yesterday, they're going to get a little bit more difficult as we go through, but I will show you every example that you need to know. This one, well, let's check. Are they supplementary? Do they make a straight line? Yes, we've got 2x as this angle and x as this angle, and together they make a straight line. So they are supplementary, so they're going to add to equal 180 degrees. So I've got 2x. I'm still adding it to my other angle, which is x. And that, since they're supplementary, is equal to 180. Well, on this one, you guys, you've got 2 plus x. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. 2x plus x, well, that equals 3x, okay? So 3x is going to equal 180. Well, if you look at this problem, we know how to solve for x because we want x by itself. Right now, you've got 3 times x. Well, to reverse that, I'm going to divide out that number next to it. So I'm dividing by 3 on both sides. Okay, now x is going to equal 180 divided by 3, which is 60 degrees. Now, if you remember yesterday, you're not technically done yet. Okay, I've got one of these angles. I've got this angle. That's 60 degrees. The easiest way to solve for your other angle is to plug it in. Okay, so your other angle equals 2x. Well, I'm going to take 2 times my value of x, which which is 60. And that is going to give me my other angle, which equals 120 degrees. So we've got 120 degrees and 60 degrees. So to recap, we took our two angles, added them together, set it equal to 180, solved for x, and then plugged in our value of x to the other angle to solve for both of them. And then I think we've got one more. Sorry, two more. On this one, we have x plus 16 as one angle and x as the other angle. Well, these make a straight line, so they're supplementary. And when they're supplementary, they add up to equal 180 degrees. That never changes, okay? So we've got x plus 16. And remember, you guys, I told you yesterday, this is only one angle. So don't let that addition sign trip you up, okay? You've got to add the other angle to it. So I need to add my other angle, which is x, okay? Please don't miss this step. And those together are going to equal 180 degrees. Okay, well, if I look at this equation, I've got two x's. So x plus x, I need to simplify that. Okay, that is going to give me 2x. And then I've got that plus 16. That just comes down because we have nothing to combine with it. And then all of that added together still equals 180. This is an equation that we know how to solve. Okay, remember, circle your variable. We've got plus 16, which I want to get rid of. So I need to subtract that out. Bring down your 2x. That's gone. And then type in your calculator what 180 minus 16 equals, which gives me 164. And your last step is to get x by itself. So we're going to do that by dividing out that number next to it, which is 2. And when I type that in my calculator, it gives me x equals 82 degrees. Now remember, you're not done yet because we know what x equals. We know one of those angles, but I want both. Okay, so remember I told you the easiest way is to just plug it in. Okay, so the other angle is x plus 16. Well, I know what x equals. It's 82. I'm going to add 16 to that, which gives me, 82 plus 16. That gives me 98. So my two angles are 82, and 98 degrees. And last one, let me erase this. Okay. No. Okay, I do one more, sorry. So on this one, you've got x plus 14. Yep, x plus 14 and x plus 16. Okay, well, double check. These two angles make a straight line, so they're supplementary. So they add to 180 degrees. Okay, well, you need to be really careful on this one. Here's my first angle. Add it to my second angle. And they're supplementary, so they equal 180. Okay, you guys, on this one, we got to do a lot of combining. Okay, so if I notice, I've got x and x. Well, x plus x, that equals 2x. 16 and 14, I can add those together. 16 plus 14 is going to give me 30. Okay, so now everything's real simple. Okay, 2x plus 30, and that's still going to be equal to 180. All right, now this is an equation that we know how to solve. Save my variable until last. I need to reverse this plus 30 by subtracting it out to get rid of it. 2x equals 180 minus 30, which is 160. X by itself by dividing by 2, and x equals 80. All right, we got double the work on this one, okay? Because when we solve for x, we technically don't have any of these angles yet. So we got to do a lot of plugging in. So my first one is x plus 16. So 80 plus 16 gives me my first one. That equals 96. So I've got 96 degrees. And then the other one is x plus 14. So 80 plus 14 is 94. So my two angles would be 96 and 94. Okay? So always, if you see that these angles make a straight line, they are supplementary. Add them together, set them equal to 180, and then solve